What up, everybody? I beat you to it.
That's why I just held my breath. See if you go. What's up? What's up? What's up, Bruce?
How you doing, Mr. Bruce? You doing well? It looks like he's been out there killing some dents lately.
Yes. Again, everybody is super busy right now, and if you don't have work, then something wrong with you.
I think I'm gonna change our business name to Hail and Haul Repair. That's all it is all the time. Yep. What's up, Tim?
What's up, Tim? So just kind of I know we said something last week about it, but Amanda had surgery. She's doing okay. Everything went well good with the surgery, and that's good.
Yeah, I'm glad she's doing real good. We miss her at the shop. She's taking the week off, obviously, to recuperate, and we're missing her right now. But we got it locked down. Me and Ray's making it happen.
You only give her a week to recoup.
Yeah, we run a tight ship around here.
Oh,
what up, Greg?
Man. What's up, Gregory?
Greg down there sweating in Texas.
I
think they've been working night shift.
I don't think it matters where you're at. It's freaking hot.
Not in my shopping, ain't.
I know it isn't mine, dude. It's freaking horrible out there. It's heat index is 114 and stuff. I mean, it's just, man.
That's what my mom said today. She's like, I'm kind of glad to be up here right now because I know how hot it is in Mobile and all that area.
I mean, it's only like 90. On the days it's 114, it's like 94 degrees, but it's still like 111, 114, 102 in the shade.
Y'all got that humidity to tackle a fool.
Yeah, but it and with all the rain that we've had, it's just now this heat wave's here and we had crap. Ain't nothing to cool it off. Anyway, we got a great show tonight.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun one.
We will not be on next week. Just go ahead and get that out of the way. It's 4th of July week, and so we want to wish everybody happy 4th of July. Y'all go enjoy your time with your families, and don't worry about our beautiful faces being on here next Wednesday. So.
Yeah, y'all have fun. I'll be in the shop that day making some things happen. But yeah, we'll take it.
I'm not. I'm going to be at vacation, so
I don't want to hear it. I got wait till August. So
I'm going to use somebody else's AC and their pool. So. I'm good.
real
quick. The beach, maybe.
Yeah. But real quick, I'm gonna get this out of the way. Matt Boyette, slide hammer tabs. What's it called? Cold snap.
Cold snap, baby.
Y'all get it. And if you get it and take a picture like I just did and post it on Facebook and tag A1 and Dent Slayers, and you get entered for a drawing. But if you don't want to spend the money on a awesome tool, you can write a 10-page essay, front and back, handwritten in blue ink, on why you should win. So no purchase is necessary that way. If you cheat, you can go that route.
Yeah, that's for the cheap people who complain and say that isn't there laws against giveaway? You know how many tool companies and stuff, and how many not just tool companies, how many companies period do giveaways all the time? Shut up. Y'all go get the cold snap. Go get the Cola Fria. I mean, not Cola Fria, the Sergio's new glue and stuff. I just ordered all three of them. Put it on the cold snap. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I love Glexo, but that Sergio is freaking awesome. And that
it's nice. You get back, you can have it back, and slide it. It's back in your hand. You're not worried about a tab flying off or anything like that. It's so awesome. It saved me a ton of time so far.
I just used it on 2 complete hail roofs and only had to go back and glue pull probably 5 dents using the smallest dent reaper tab because of the pit. That was it. 2 complete roofs on it. So
that's crazy.
I love it.
Matt said one of his guys today or yesterday or something had a rail. It was like smoked rail, big numbers. I think he said he had to glue pull like 3 dents total. Like the rest was done with the cold snap.
I'll tell you that cold snap with the Sergios, and I'm using the red Sergios down here. I mean, because it is 114 degrees inside.
I'm using the cold weather.
I haven't even used the teal one yet, and that's for like heavy pulls. But even with that, there's a small pit blended out. Boom, one more time, it is done, man. It grabs like crazy. So get it.
Anson has a Sergio glue. A1 probably does too, but I know Anson's where I got mine from.
Yeah,
and
me
I got
too.
a pack of Dent Reaper hot glue. So win-win chicken dinner
Yep.
because that's what I use in my hot glue.
And A1's got the Reaper hats in stock now. So because I loved mine from MTE, I've wore it out. I need a new one, so I ordered 2 of them.
Yeah,
Anyway, because Anson is the best, baby. Yes,
absolutely.
Facebook
I bet
user.
that's Biggs. It's probably Biggs.
I don't care if it is. He knows how to hit that link.
Yeah.
Go hit that link so StreamYard can grant permission to see your name. What's up, Jonathan? So without further ado, let's get our guest on. We've got
oh, okay. That makes sense.
Oh,
it's the other FVD, the new one, the rookie.
The rookie. There we go. Yeah, that's all. That's awesome, man. So we got a great guy on here.
He's
well known.
about this one.
I just met him the MTE before last, which was my first MTE. And during all the dent competitions and stuff, he is the ringleader, pretty much. And getting
Stevie
better.
D's short bus.
He's getting better every year at it, but he's just a super guy. So we want to bring him on here, and he's a bald head guy like us. So without further ado, let's get him on here, Mr. Lee Roth. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Good evening, gentlemen. How y'all doing? And yes, thank
good.
you. I tried to shine it up for everybody as best I could. So
lick your hand and slick it back.
There's Biggs.
Speaking of, I got to cut my hair tonight, so it's going to end up looking like that. It's growing out too much. Well, at least on the sides.
Big
like
bozo.
So anyway,
I put a little 30 weight on just for you guys, just to make sure it was shined up good.
Bruce said you're blinding him.
I'm sorry, Bruce. Turn your camera down a little bit. Turn your phone down.
Turn to UHF, not VHF.
I can stick a light bulb in my mouth, and I can be Uncle Fester if you really want me to.
That's James Bernard, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, we call him Uncle Fester. Yeah, he matches it so perfect, too.
So how you been? Lee?
I'm doing great, guys. I really am. I'm looking forward to the expo and, just out here in California, living the dream. Now I'm teaching a lot of guys and I'm having a blast doing it. Missing hail. I mean, for God's sakes, this is the year we've been waiting for 20 years, but I'm out here and can't get my share out here, but it'll be all right. I'm living vicariously through you guys, so I'm good.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
I'm sure.
But I'm not in Texas where it's 115, so I'm not complaining.
Well, I'm in Alabama, so it's definitely hot, but Texas is freaking
sure.
Anywhere on the Gulf Coast,
Melissa,
be this hot until you get to California or Florida. It's like,
right. Right. Well, yeah, I talked to Kevin yesterday, and Kevin and I are not complaining about the weather right now. So, hey, y'all can cuss me out if you want to. It's beautiful, I'm not complaining.
But he's allowed to work with the shirt off. So, every time I take mine off, I have
Look at Jack. Thanks, Jack.
Did you smack the Tesla door. I missed that. I missed it. I got to go back and watch it.
I was at the Tesla factory. It's on my Instagram page. There's a reel that I did. I beat the snot out of some Model S bodies. So,
nice.
All good. I backed the forklift into one of them so my student could fix it.
Perks of the job.
Nice.
Right?
Where's my application? I'm signing up.
I just want to create the dents.
That's all I do, bro. Somebody else has to fix them.
Right.
That's what I'm working towards, is just to be able to create the dents and have somebody else fix it.
Actually, there was a comment about that on that post. Come to think of it, somebody said something about that about me, about enjoying making dents.
Yeah.
Hey, so,
you always got to work towards something.
Sure, absolutely.
We
all kinds of people watching, commenting. Everybody's. I can't even keep up. I'm like, did I miss one? That's always a good problem to have.
It is, I'm sure.
So we'll get started with how like we do everybody else, just how you got started in this beautiful world we call PDR, and then like to where you are now. You can take it away,
Okay.
brother.
Sure. Honestly, I got into PDR almost out of necessity, to be honest with you. I was in the wholesale car business back in Fort Worth years and years ago. It's been almost just shy of 20 years now. And I was just, a newly single dad, and I knew that just doing the little bit of recon that I was doing, because I hated the wholesale car business, that I wasn't going to make the kind of money that I wanted to make. And frankly, I am a Dean King grad. I went through the school. Skip Phipps trained me originally up in Missouri.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, Skip's my original trainer. And it killed me that about 5 years ago, I found out that I'm actually 4 years older than Skip, considering Skip has looked like Skip for the last 20 years.
That luscious gray hair.
At a Christmas party, I find out, half drunk, that, wait, I'm older than you? So anyhow, I digress. But anyhow, yeah, so Skip's my original trainer. And I went back to Texas, after a 2-week class, like so many guys do, and I sucked. And even though Skip's a phenomenal, he's incredible technician and an incredible trainer, and I went back and just pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And I was very, very fortunate and very lucky that early on in my career, I had somebody take me under my wing. And most people in the industry, very few people even know him. His name's Lucky Loomis. The guy's been a dad to me for the last 20 years, or over 20 years, really. And he did mainly nothing but wholesale his entire career, PDR. He started pushing in, I think, 96, 7, somewhere around in there. And he took me under his wing, and the rest was history. And I did nothing but just nasty wholesale work for the first 5-6 years of my career. Stuff that now, Mr. Big Dent King of the world himself, Mr. Kelly down in Central Florida, is just becoming famous over doing, because he's probably the best big dent guy in the world at this point. And, we were fixing that kind of stuff back in those days for $150 because the wholesalers wouldn't send it to the dealers, to the body shop. And it was brutal, but it made me a better technician, and I survived it, and I made it. And then around 2010, I think it was, I got the opportunity to get on my first hailstorm with Craig Dyer. And sorry, I get choked up sometimes, because there's a few people in this industry that have meant the world to my career and to me personally, and Craig Dyer's one of them. Lucky Loomis obviously was, but the people that, everybody knows who Craig is. And I was very fortunate I chased hail with Craig and Dent Repair LLC for many years. And awesome. I learned so much from Craig, not just how to push and my glue pulling prowess from Craig, and the opportunities that he afforded me, with him and Christina dealing with Anson and helping them test glues and tabs and tools. And I'm so humbled and grateful for all those opportunities I've ever had, but just taught me the right way of doing this industry. Yeah. Craig is the one that taught me how to do hail, and I don't mean push hail. I mean, do hail. Mm-hmm. And run a storm and run a business. And I'm grateful for that. And there's so many good guys in this industry, and I am so grateful for the friends that I have, like the two of y'all, Kevin Bird, and my God, I finally had the opportunity after all these years, 2 years ago, to meet Lito. And and he and I I've had an opportunity to sit and talk to that man several times over the last couple of years, and I love the guy to death. So I had the opportunity with Craig. I took it. I chased hail, ran with it, went back and bought Lucky out a couple of years later. He stayed with me for a few years, and that big hailstorm in 2016 in North Texas, Craig and I partnered back up, and we kind of ran that storm together. We had a bunch of techs and a bunch of buildings and everything, and Lucky came to work with me. And he had just started, I'll never forget it as long as I live, guys. I'll make this quick. But he just started a little Chevy Cruze. And Lucky, God love him, is an incredible technician. He's great, but he was never the fastest guy around. And I don't know, about 4 hours later, he walks up to me and goes, "I'm done." And I'm like, "You are not done with that car, old man." And he goes, "No, I'm done." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, I'm
done.
I'm done. He laid his tools down on the cart and walked out. And that was just quintessential Lucky. And so that was 2016. I had both of my knees replaced. Some of y'all know about the debacle. All those years of my weight problems being, 517 pounds at my heaviest and losing the weight and everything. And I'm super grateful for, me being able to pull that off. But I had both of my knees replaced at the end of 2016 at the end of that storm, and everything went great until I tripped and fell after Thanksgiving in November. And next thing I know, I'm at MTE in January of 17, and I'm limping around MTE just dying. Mm-hmm. And it turns out, long story short, I had an infection in my left knee. I had to go in for another surgery, put me out most of 17. I did a little bit of work. I hit one hailstorm in Illinois that was a debacle, and then I ended up on a storm out in West Texas that was good. But made it through the rest of 17. The infection comes back in January of 18. And then I subsequently had 3 more surgeries in 18 that also put me in a wheelchair for 3 months. And then I finally got back up on my feet at the end of July, sometime in August. And frankly, at that point, I'm like, "Okay, big boy, do you think you can actually do this again and get back out on the hail trail?" And I actually happened to talk to Todd Sudik, that owns Dean King. And we got to talking, and he goes, "Well, I started training for him on the side, doing some part-time training back in 14. So I trained 14 and 15. I took the time off for the big storm in 16. So he's like, "Well, you want to do this full time?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I do." Because frankly, I was scared to death. I was scared to death. I hadn't really pushed in a year and a half. And I'm like, I don't know if I can handle the trail anymore. So anyhow, I came to work for Dean King full time. I was running the Texas location and bouncing back and forth from Texas to the Denver location. That's when we started doing classes in Denver, and then coming out here every 20 minutes and flying out here. And took some time off in 21 to go chase again, because I just had to prove it to myself that I still could. And yeah, I can still do it. And I still got it. So it is what it is. You never lose it. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, chasing's like a bug, like Brian.
Yeah, it is.
And that chasing,
but
you get that bug to chase or whatever. Like Brian Mills, we had him on. He's got a successful business at home, and he's still like, "I gotta chase." Like it's just like I gotta get back out there.
Oh yeah. So I was doing my own thing for about a year, and then I ran into Todd at MTE Orlando last year. And he, we got to talking and everything. He's like, "Hey, you want to do this again?" And I'm like, "Yeah, talk to me." So we talked, and the next thing I know, he says, "This is great. I want you to be, one of the head trainers out here, but I need you in California." I'm like, "Dude, what?" I'm like, wait, you want me to move from Texas to California when all the Californians are moving to Texas?
Yeah.
All right, what the hell? Let's
okay.
So here I am, Orange County, awesome. California. Here I am. So, and then just everything I get. I'm just privileged to everybody I get to know in this industry, and me being the stupid me that I am, and love messing with everybody and being on the microphone, and what I get the opportunity to do for MTE, and now the PDR Expo coming up in September in Vegas, and I can't wait. Y'all think the Ringmaster outfit was good? I got surprises for you people.
Yep. And we already know what it is. So
yeah. I'm so glad you took that over. I had to do that one, for Jeff and Taz 2 years ago, and you came up and Kevin's like, "We're going to use." I was like, "Hey, that's perfect with me. I do not want no part of this anymore."
So for those of you all out there that don't know how this happened, okay. That show, the beginning of last year, or 22. Well, it's 22, right, Andy? Yeah. MTE 22 in Orlando. I just happened to walk up out of the clear blue to Kevin, who's standing there with a microphone in his hand, and go, "Hey, bro, everything all right? Do you need anything?" And Andy is standing there sweating
I hate
buckets. He is, I mean, look, Mr. Ginger, he is white. He is ghost. Casper is standing there.
I think you
like,
over exaggerating a little bit. It wasn't that bad. I didn't like it, but I don't think I was sweating bullets about it.
All right. But anyhow, Kevin just looks at me and goes, "What was I thinking?" And goes, "Here, go be you." And I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, I didn't want that part. It's so hard. Like, you do a great job of it. It's just trying to come up with stuff to talk about while the entrances are going on and try to keep that going. Like, I can do the podcast all day. This ain't no problem. But something about trying to do it in that ring and keep stuff going, it's impossible to me.
Well, it's not impossible, but I tell you what, now it'd be easier to do than it was 2 years ago before we ever started doing the podcast. When me and you were like, I don't even know if we want to be on camera. But,
well, we was already doing the podcast 2 years ago.
No, I meant before, like, but even now, like, it's easier, and we've talked about to be in front of a camera, to be, just kind of get out there. Since we've been doing the podcast, it's just a lot easier.
I'll just put it to you this way. I can't explain it all I can tell you is I enjoy it. I'm a ham at heart. And I think I'm too stupid to be afraid not to do it. So there's that.
You're a natural. I give you that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I wish I could make Vegas because I know it's going to be fun out there. I know you're going to.
Yeah, Thomas was saying the same thing. He was wishing he could get to Vegas.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people's going to be regretting not going to Vegas.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to. I really am, because this show, I'm talking to Kevin and everybody, and I think it's not going to be huge, but that's okay, because it's going to be that show that everybody that is there is going to be able to actually talk and communicate and network. And I was talking to somebody the other day. It's like, if you're a vendor at MTE, because I've been a vendor at MTE, if you're a vendor, you don't have time when somebody walks up to your booth for you to get, and it's horrible, but you don't really have time to give them. You can't give them the time of day, right? Mm-hmm. Even though you want to. This is an opportunity that a lot of people are going to go just as participants, so they can actually schmooze and network and talk and meet people, which is fabulous. That's what our industry is about. That is truly what the expo is about.
Yeah,
that's what I always say. I love them. The meetups, like Matt Moore's meetups. We've had some meetups here, like. They're a little more intimate. You get them, great conversation and stuff where it's not as hectic. So I'm a big fan of the smaller stuff like that too.
Oh, well, go ahead, Brandon. I'm sorry.
I was going to say at MTE, the best time to do that's always the after hours down by the pool bar.
Every time.
Because inside,
really,
it's hard.
I can't even buy the tools I want to buy when at MTE, because I'm always like squirrel. Like, I'm just all over the place. And I get home, I'm ordering tools, paying for shipping. Like, I'm a dumbass. Like, what the hell? What did I do?
Trust me, I know. I ordered some stuff, and I'm like, just ship it to me.
All right.
Yeah. So
I just went and get paid for it at the show.
Yeah. Send it. So with Dean King, like, what do you were telling us earlier what all y'all do now as far as training wise? It's not just PDR. So go into that a little bit and explain like what's involved with as far as like time wise with like the PDR training and all that. How many weeks are they broken out into? You don't have to do it in prices or anything, but
sure. No, that's fine. I can,
everything y'all do with Dean King, just kind of
Yeah.
Well, I'm genuinely trying to do everything I can to make this as good for our students as we possibly can, and as accurate, and set them up for success, true success in our industry. Our PDR courses run anywhere from 2 weeks to 12 weeks, just depending on, what the student's looking for. Affordability is always, that is always something to do, but 2 weeks to 12 weeks. We are also VA and post 9/11 GI Bill approved. so veterans can use their benefits with us.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And we're the only training school in the country that is approved for that, by the way. But so our PDR course runs, like I said, up to 12 weeks. We do, besides PDR, we do detail, paint correction, ceramic coating, PPF, window tint, spot bumper repair, wheel repair, windshield chip repair, touch up paint spot repair.
A one-stop
Pretty
shop.
much all
Recon.
Pretty much all automotive recon. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm curious to your 2-week course. So, what are you trying to? Because we all know, like 2 weeks it's hard to learn a lot in 2 weeks for PDR.
Oh,
like it's a
God.
big learning curve. So, what are you trying to have
Sure.
your trainees come out of 2 weeks with?
You know, here's the bottom line. I will do my ever loving best, and I try to always, accomplish this. I'm going to set a very solid foundation for the guys to understand. First of all, understand what it takes to push the dent, to understand why they're pushing the dent and why they're doing it the way I'm teaching them to do it. Not just push there.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help. I go into metallurgy explanation, the flow of metal, the movement of metal, why I'm having them hit it, where I'm having them push it, and why tapping down's a huge thing for me. And I tell my students this all the time. It's funny. We get into conversations throughout our industry, and I can't tell you how many conversations I've had, you've had, everybody that's watching this right now has had at MTE or anywhere about, the greatest, newest push tools, and I can push this, and I'm going to do this, and you can push that, and how do you do this? When was the last time you heard a conversation about tapping down? When was the last time you had one? It is 50% of what we do, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
And I make that absolutely clear to my students. I tell my students this. I guarantee you that within the first week, within the first 3 days, because I have them pushing a dent by the end of day 1, period. They are in a dent. I said, within 3 days, I'm going to walk up to you. You're going to have a dent that you think looks like a chewed up wad of bubble gum. And I'm going to do nothing but tap it down. And I'm going to take a 40% looking dent and turn it into an 80% dent. And I guarantee you it happens every single time. So that is super important. So I set that foundation and explain to them why, what, and how. Now, are they me when they leave after 2 weeks? Are they you, either one of us? Are they just about anybody that's watching this right now? And I can't see who all's watching, but of course not. And they know that, Everybody thinks they're going to be better, faster than what they are. But they genuinely have a perspective of what they need to do. They get it. They understand. They have got to go put time in the seat and push and push and push. And I explain it to them this way. I say, yes, I stole this from Guy Fieri, and I've tagged him in several posts over the years. It's the triple Ds. But my triple Ds are drive, desire, and dedication. I can teach you to push dents, and I will. But I can't teach you to get good, because you have to have the drive and the desire to do that and go build your business. And let's face it, most guys that fail in this industry are not because they can't push a dent. It's because they can't build their business and they don't put in the dedication to actually go do it.
Absolutely.
Yep. They don't put in dedication to get better.
Right. And you have to. So.
Yeah. And how often does so those trainees that you have for 2 weeks, how often do they come back and get like a longer course after they've done that 2 weeks?
Rather often. And what we do is a lot of times I have guys that'll buy they'll sign up for like a 4-week or even a 6-week course, but they'll come in for 2 or 3 weeks and do that, and they'll go off, and then they'll do their own.
Uh-oh. Darkness. Kevin Berger, come on the screen.
There you are.
Okay, I lost my earbuds, so here I am. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep.
AirPods, I guess my AirPods died. Sorry, guys. So I'll have them, they'll go off. They'll be here for 2 or 3 weeks. They'll go off for a couple of months, practice, get better, figure out what's working for them, figure out what they're struggling with. They'll come back. I'll reevaluate. I'll push them forward on what's working. I'll help them fix what's not working. And then we go from there. So yeah, we actually plan it that way a lot of times. It's
I
like
figured.
I just had an awesome privilege of training my great nephew,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Jeffrey Ingram, out of upstate Michigan. Um, this kid is just graduated high school. He's 18 years old. He literally graduated 2 weeks before he came out here with me. Stayed with me for the last 2 weeks. He just graduated last Friday. He's a great kid. I had never met him. Never met him before me picking him up at the airport 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. His grandmother is one of my older half siblings. So that's a long story. We don't want to go there. Anyhow, but great kid. Hung on every word that I said, and everybody around here helped him. And I know this kid's going to do it. I mean, he did some, even though he did glass a few dents out before he left on Friday, he struggled. There was a couple that he was like, "Are you going to be able to fix this for me?" And I'm like, "Don't worry, kid, I got you."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm confident he's going to pull it off, and he's going to come back at some point over the next several months. He'll come back and spend another week with me, and
awesome.
I think he's going to end up paying for college by pushing dents, and he's going to college on an automotive technology degree. So I'm stoked.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm intrigued with training. I've kind of thought around the idea. I'd have to have a full-time PDR guy back here to be able to focus on sole training somebody. But I've been thinking about it hard. I think that would be something I would enjoy. And plus, Mark Hunter's always blowing me up. Like, let me know when you start training. I'm like, dude, like it's a minute. Like, we ain't there yet. So I think it'd be fun.
It is. I'll tell you, it's very different doing PDR 101, let's say, from doing advanced stuff. Advanced is great. I love doing advanced training as well, but it definitely takes a special patience level to do 101. I've talked to several people in the industry that are all names left out that are friends of mine that and I'm like, they're like, I can't do what you do. I can do advanced classes. I'll take you. Great.
Yeah.
But, and it does. I never realized I had the patience. But what I will tell you about this is as much as I love this industry, and everybody that knows me knows how much I love this industry. You guys know.
Mm-hmm.
And the industry's been good to me over the years, and my daughter. And it's my way of paying it forward, genuinely. And I want these guys to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I get paid to train. I do. That's a duh. No brainer. But I love working with these guys. I love seeing them successful. When I can go online and I pull up all my friends on Facebook and I can go through there and I look at these guys are former students. Jeff Garner, PDR Montana, Mike Tumolo, Diablo Dents out of Colorado Springs, and I go on and on and on and on and on. And I'm like, I did that foundation. I'm sorry, that's blowing my skirt up. I can't help it. It's pretty cool at the end of the day. And our trainer in Texas, David Romero, he's running our Texas location. He's my former student. You know how proud of that guy I am?
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's
that's
cool.
what I like about it. And like I said, that would be the reason I'd want somebody who's talking about patience. I'd want somebody full time doing my regular PDR work so I could solely focus, because I don't feel like you're not being fair to try to fix your dents and try to get them trained and stuff too. So
very true. No, you're absolutely correct. It is a full time job, and it is full time attention. I mean, because and that's one thing that I try to pride myself on. I try my best to never drop the ball on these guys, because they're looking to me. They're here because I'm here. So I'm doing everything I can to make sure that, I don't drop the ball on them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you can tell the passion for it that you have, and how much you care about it. It's like any industry and any kind of training. You go get a job in an office somewhere and you're being trained to do that job. That person's an hourly employee. They don't really, most of them don't care. The ones who really care are those who love to teach, who love to explain and do like like you're saying, really build that base. Yeah, you get paid to train, but you can tell that the passion is there for it. And
Right.
and we know that there's other training places and stuff like that aren't necessarily they're not like that. There's just for the money. Hey, come in for a week or two, and we'll give you a certificate, say you've been trained. Trust me, I've got a lot of them guys in my area. I know that. So,
and as far as I'm concerned, you'll never forget your trainer. Like Rob Kaysen at Den Wizard was my trainer. I'll never forget him. I'm still thankful for that dude being in my life this day because he, did a great job with me. He was patient and helped me out. So, you never forget your trainer, I don't feel like.
Oh, and that is so true. And like I've said about Skip, I mean, I've never had the pleasure of actually like going and working a Hellstorm with Skip. Okay. Mm-hmm. But Skip instilled so much in me in that 2 weeks that I was with him. And, there was one thing that he said to me, okay, that has resonated throughout my training career so much. I was at his shop in Springfield, Missouri, all those years ago. And the very first vehicle I ever worked on for him was an old Nissan hardbody that it was a friend of his, and the friend had backed into his garage and caught the handle of a foosball table and put a crease the entire length of the front fender. And he's like, fix that. And I'm like, what? I'm on like day 4, right? Day 4, day 5. He goes, you can do it. I know you can do it. I'm like, all right. So we ended up putting it in there, putting it up on a lift, taking the wheel off, taking the headlight out. I said, Skip, you do realize I'm under a 2-car carport in Fort Worth, Texas. I don't have a lift. I'm not taking the wheel off. But he goes, yes, I realize that. He said, but I want you to learn the right way.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have never forgotten Skip Phipps saying that to me. And that's what I try to give to these guys.
Right.
So
perfect.
Matt Myers put this up. I think if you come train with me, Matt can testify. I'm just going to tell you to buy a bunch of damn tools because that's what I tell him. Like every time he's there, like, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. Like, tool horse certified. Absolutely.
Right.
Ryan,
I'm a self-admitted tool whore. What are you talking about? I mean, we all are, for God's sakes.
I'll never forget my trainer because I have to see him every time I look.
You cut out, and I'm assuming you said the mirror.
I said I'll never forget my trainer because I have to see him every time I look in the mirror. But,
yeah, I figured. I still don't understand how you did that. I cannot imagine being self-taught.
Just
like, wow.
Determination. I mean, I don't like to fail. So
I had a young man that came in this week for 2 days. He's been pushing for 10 years. He's up in Central California, and I won't mention his name because he may not want me to. This kid was self-taught. He's been pushing for 10 years, and he's been using nothing but a actual fog board outside with no umbrella, no nothing for 10 years.
I remember them days.
And he's been successful. And he
came down. Years.
He wanted to work with me for a couple of days and pick up a few things because he was having a little bit of finish work problem. Go figure. Anyhow, I put him on one of our Stuckey 18-inch LEDs, and he went
mind blown. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, I have never successfully glue pulled a dent ever.
Yeah.
Because no one's ever shown him how.
Really?
And I've got guys like that here that have done it for 30 years and just they still don't use glue.
Yeah.
But they just
because years ago glue was the devil, and now they still think it's like that. It's like, no, glue is a long ways from.
Bobby, you know what Mama says about glue? Glue is the devil, Mama.
But I started back when Lee did back 20 years ago, and the glue was horrible. Then it was a last resort.
Yeah, but he had a blast. I had the guy in 2 hours yesterday pulling, smoothly pulling some dents out. A little bit of tapping down, taught him how to, showed him some basics on blending that we know will take 2 years for him to even get halfway decent at it, but that's all right.
I still suck at it.
It took me forever. Brad Walker out of Australia is the guy that taught me how to blend in 2010, and I'm so grateful for him, but I guarantee it took me years to get halfway as good as I am. And, I'm okay, you know.
I can't tell if Ryan was like taking a jab at
Yeah.
himself. He said, when I first started, I wasn't very quick. You could at least see my work. I don't know that that's indicating there, buddy. Where's it at? Right there. Yep, sure is.
Yep.
I caught my shirt on it walking by.
I left it right over here somewhere.
I had my son glue pull the whole roof on a hell job last week or week before last, and took his time. He, they did really good, and that was barely any instruction. And then yesterday he's like, he had a couple of dings on his car. I'm like, pull it in.
How about it, Hoss?
Yeah. It truly is amazing. Truly. Scientifically amazing what we can do with glue today in comparison to even 10 years ago. Even 5 years ago considering. I mean, it really is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, then like even cold glue, like we were talking about earlier. Remember when this first came out? Everybody's like, whatever. Now it's like use the shit out of it all the time.
It's like I was doing some hail training, having some guys work on the roofs the other day, and I've got a little Toyota Corolla in here, so I had to pop the clips out of the grab handles. So everybody's like, "Well, I'm gonna go find a pair of plastic." Whoa, no! Grab my slide hammer, stuck some cold glue on the tab, popped them off real quick, and they're looking at me like.
I saw that the other day, and I don't know if it was you that posted it or
it wasn't
somebody
me.
else did. Somebody else did. And I'm like,
I bought cold glue originally to do that with.
That's all.
I showed my son because I was making him pull some of them out, and he was getting frustrated. And I was like, "Look at this crap!" Like the next one I do, we're gonna use cold glue.
I'm just gonna stick it to the headliner and yank and see what happens.
I've been doing that with tail lights for years. Just stick the cold glue on a tail light and pop the tail light out.
Nice.
I've used the tape trick and stuff like that if I had to, but usually I just go one way and push it towards the back. It'll pop out. But
I hate to do it, but I gotta take a piss. I'll mute myself.
Oh goodness. There you go.
Are you gonna take your shirt off like Bird?
Yeah, he probably will. So let's dive into the who Lee is outside of the PDR world. So I know you got a daughter. So how old's your daughter?
My daughter is 19 years old. She's 19. In college in North Texas.
So she'll be going in her sophomore year.
Yep, she's starting her sophomore year. She's actually in a pre-med PA program. She's going to become a PA. I am a very lucky, very proud daddy. And awesome. She's a wonderful. She's just a wonderful human being. Besides the fact that she's an awesome kid. Yeah. I am genuinely the lucky dad on the planet.
That means you did something right. It's like
sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So I'll say, and I'll give her mama credit. Her mama did pretty good on it as well. So yeah.
So my oldest is 19. She'll be going in her sophomore year of college too. And I saw this on a movie or a TV show the other day that I'm watching now, and we're talking about their daughter starting college, the dad wanting her to stay closer to home, and she's wanting to go far off, which my daughter's 8 hours away. And they were like, well, the dad's like, well, I guess I didn't raise her right. I didn't do right because she wants to get away from here. And it hit right then. And the other person said, no, that means you actually did something right. Because if they want to stay home, and you were just, over
Still
them all the time. Yeah. But you raise an independent child to where they're good enough to go out on their own,
That's right.
I'm like, that makes sense because my daughter, she sure as hell didn't want to stay around the house. She wanted to
go. Trust me, how badly I want her out here with me. I mean, I miss my baby girl every day. I talk to her like at least every other day. And she'd love to be out here as well. It's just it just doesn't work in the cards right at the moment. So, it is what it is. But she's doing great.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
I could
Brandon's
talk
reading
about my
Texas.
daughter for
But,
hours.
no.
Y'all don't wanna hear that.
Somebody, I mean, I spam crap. I get
Well, I
so
learned
sick
an
of it.
interesting fact about you last week. Brandon told me that I didn't know before that you was talking about it earlier. You weighed 518 pounds and lost all that weight.
517.
I did. I was the epitome of a fat kid. The day I entered high school, I was 5'8", 328 pounds, benched 435. I was the defensive line, but I was short, so I'm still short. I'm 5'9", and
That's why you
but
get all them stickers on your head. Everybody's like, bloop.
you do remember MTE a couple years ago with all the stickers,
That's
right?
what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay. So honestly, my weight problem is pretty much hereditary. My biological father was very heavy at his heaviest, 560 at his heaviest. So it runs in the family. I had a gastric bypass surgery in September of 1995, so I'm coming up on 28 years for my surgery. And it's funny, my surgeon told me when I had my surgery, he goes, Lee, let's face facts. Okay, your genetics kept you from ever losing it naturally. He said, if 3 a.m. runs to Taco Bell got you there. All right, that's fair.
Yeah, kind of helps.
It is what it is,
All right.
But so yeah, I had my bypass surgery in '95. It started my journey, and that's what it is. It's just a tool, no different than any tool we have on our cart. My surgery was literally just a tool to help me, to do it. And I struggled through it for years. I got down to right at 300 at one point from the surgery. And then I just kind of did the yo-yo at that point. I bounced from like 290 to I got back up to like 380 at one point this was around 2011 ish, maybe 12. And I looked in the mirror and I went, oh, hell no, I'm done. I ain't doing it. So I worked on it. Well, 2 years ago, I was 325 pounds. And I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing this. At the time, I was 52 years old. I'm 54 years old right now. And I said, I am not doing this anymore. And I know what my downfall is. It's carbs. I love carbs. So I backed my carbs off. I just dedicated it to it. I'm right at 215 pounds right now. I've got 16 pounds to go, because the ultimate goal is to hit 199. I want to see that one time in my adult life. And if I do, great. If I don't, I'm still ecstatic. Hey, Don, thank you, sir. I'm still ecstatic where I'm at. So, it is what it is. I used to wear, at my heaviest, I wore a 6X shirt and size 72 jeans.
Wow.
A large in 36s now, I'm okay. You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's
what I am.
And how tall are you, sir?
I know.
I'm in 36s. I'm between y'all somewhere on the height level.
Right. I think we're slightly stair-stepped there, pal.
Right.
Well, I remember, you were telling me about this 2 years ago at MTE when we were talking and stuff, and you had actually showed me pictures of it and that. And, it huge transformation. I didn't even recognize you, from the photos to where you're at now. And that's just that, it's unbelievable. Hats off to you
I'm blown away
for doing, because I mean, you realize that even I've had friends that have had the surgery, the gastric bypass, they lose a little bit of weight, and then they don't give a crap anymore. And then they just blow. I mean, they're huge now. And it's so you had it 95 and you still kept a lot of that weight off. You didn't go all the way back up to what you were. But 2 years ago, I mean, at 52 years old and you deciding, and now you're down to, I mean, you're trust me, you're going to get there. You'll be under 200. And that was my goal doing the 75 hard challenge. I wanted to get down to 200, and I got down to 198.
Yeah, you
And
crushed it.
felt
I got to 200 and was like, I'm good.
And that's like looking at myself right here. My face is getting fatter again, and I'm like, I gotta start doing something again. You know,
That's
we
what
don't
I've been-
realize the older.
You don't know. You don't know. I may hit 199 and hate it. I may be uncomfortable, you know?
Right.
So I just want to see it on the scale at one time. I want to get naked. I want to step on the scale. I want to see 199.9.
Take a picture.
Yeah.
I'm going to post the picture.
Be done.
License complete. I'm good.
I did it. 198. I have that picture. Now I'm back up to 220 or whatever, and I gotta get.
I was doing good. I was after 75 hard. I was 2201, 205. It's start of the week where I'd be lazy on the weekends. It was 205. Be down 201, 200 by the end of the week. I'm up to 208 right now. I'm like, all right, like I gotta get some things in check a little bit. So,
and it
that was too hard to work to not just let it go back.
Exactly, and that's what finally hit me. Besides the fact that I'm just done, I don't want this anymore. It was like, why am I going to give up now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's crap. I'm not going to give up.
Right,
and it's like when I was doing the meal prep and drinking tons of water and just walking, those simple things right there is what got me to that. And then after it was done, I'm just like, the excuses start. We'll start eating out every day. Out every day.
That's the worst.
I don't drink, I'll drink a soft drink every now and then. I ain't going to lie, but I don't drink as much water near enough what I did before.
Right.
Of course, drinking beer again and stuff like that.
Real quick.
Get you, but
I know not of what you speak, my friend.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, good for you, Andy. Good for you, but I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
He and I, though, are on the same page.
All right. That non-drinking journey has been a lot easier than I expected it to be when I started. It's just like, whatever now. There's days like hot days like this, like, man, a cold beer would be nice. But that's the only time I want is just the taste of a cold beer. Like, that's it. So.
Right.
Yeah. It's.
I can understand that. My downfall is the fact that I've never really been that big of a beer drinker. I'll drink it. I'll have one every once in a while. I'm a bourbon and tequila guy. I can't help it.
Yeah, that was a lot of nice
bourbon in front of me. We're gonna talk.
I can.
The
only time I can do tequila is like Corona Ritas, and I tell you what, I'm going to be having a bunch of them down there at the beach.
Brandon gonna be drunk.
No, see, that doesn't though. Like, I can drink like good beer and get more of a buzz than drinking.
Some people think drinking.
Some people think drinking.
Who was that?
I don't know. It might have been Stephen Dyke. I'm not sure.
No, Stephen. It may be Randy. I think Randy Hobson was on.
Yeah, might have been
Facebook user.
Oh, okay.
That does sound like something he'd say.
We're proud of you for where you're at.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that, guys. I really
love what y'all are doing over there at Dean King. And I remember when I first started and seeing the little magazines and that, and having like a Dean King trailer in it and stuff like this. And I'm like, what is this?
Oh, it's Dave Schlott. What up, Schlott?
Oh, Schlott.
That's Schlotty?
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Some people think drinking's easy.
It does.
Welcome to.
He was earlier talking about putting a bar in the back of his van.
I know.
Welcome to the party, Dave.
That's great.
I enjoy talking about the train, like I said, for somebody that's looking into it, like it's really out, and to hear kind of how you're doing it. And I love the fact that you're not just pushing people through; you're trying to provide them with a service that you're making them whole when they come out. That's huge.
Well, and it's funny. I talk to guys regularly, and especially when I'm at one of the shows or MT and everything, and they're like, so look, guys, if anybody ever has a question about what I do around here, come visit. I'll take you for a tour. Come spend a couple of days with me. Come walk.
If you weren't in California, I probably would.
I know. I know. I get that. But
just go ahead and book me a flight out there. Pay for it. I'll come out there and see you, Lee.
Dude, if flights weren't so stupid right now, I'd be more than happy to.
I'll just mess with you.
Nuts.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, it would be cool. I mean, if that offer stands, I might consider coming out there. Just if I do start getting into training, like I think it'd be cool to see it firsthand and kind of get an idea of what I
Come
need
hang out
to
with
do.
me for a while. Absolutely. I'd love to have you. I'd love to have anybody out here from the industry. I love it.
That's awesome.
I've talked to Don several times, Kavanaugh, about training because I've had several people reach out over the years wanting, hey, you train. And I'm just one of those, I won't pull the trigger on it. I'm like Andy, if I can't give you 100% of my attention,
Sure.
I just, it's not fair, but I can't shut down for weeks at a time to train you unless I'm charging enough to train you and give you that one-on-one. It's just like
Well,
right
that's what,
now I couldn't do it.
With Bryce Kelly's advanced training, like people talk about how high it is. It's like, yeah, but that's how much money he's losing out on training you. He's got to make his money. So,
yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
justifiable.
And that's no different than the conversations we have with our customers about why are you charging me so much for this dent? Well, you're not paying me for my time. Yeah, it took me 5 minutes to fix that dent, but you're paying me for a lifetime of learning, pal.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're paying me for the experience. You're paying me for my experience. You're paying Bryce for yours, for his, y'all for yours. I mean, that's where we're at.
Yep.
That's the world. That's what we live in.
Right. I just love the fact I got everybody fooled in thinking I'm a good dent guy that wants me to train them. I'm like, I got you, sucker.
Andy does great camera angles.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Amanda's like the best videographer.
Yeah. I ain't
shows
hiding
everything
shit in our
now.
videos. I
They
can't.
had nothing.
As long as
Like
you're
I
not taking afters, as long as you're not taking afters before the damage, you're doing okay, pal.
Right.
Or on the opposite side of the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
mirror it. Yeah, there's several tricks out there.
There's a couple.
Customer looking at my photos in here before and afters. I got a bunch of them on the wall and stuff, and he's like, "So you can fix that?" And he's pointing at the before, and right under it is the after. I'm like, "Yeah, it's already
I
fixed."
did.
That was like 6 years ago, but yeah. Anyway, it's just it's funny. But,
yeah.
Well, that's like Todd called me out on a repair that I did a couple of months ago for a retail customer that he walked out in the parking lot and flat called me out and said, "You can't fix that." I went, "What?" 4 other shops had turned it down in the area. Yeah. And he did it on purpose. He did it to get my goat because he knew that if he said I couldn't do it. And I did. And the customer was blown away and, paid instant. But I was like, okay, don't ever do that to me. Don't ever tell me I can't do something. Because
He's like, hell no, I'm gonna have you fixing everything now. Like you can't. That's gonna be his first thing he says every time. You can't do it.
He did. He flat called me out. So
I knew what he was doing. And there's always something about that customer that always shows up. And well, 2 or 3 other people said it can't be done, and then the body shop said it can't be done. Go ahead and schedule it, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
It can.
Sure, no problem.
Oh man. Well, Lee, it's been fun, brother. We're right at the
thank
hour
you for coming on.
And,
it's been my pleasure.
We're gonna get off of here, but
screw that roof jack. Jack sent me a video that I was like, man, hell to the no.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, Thomas has been doing a lot of nasty stuff. But anyway,
he has.
Thank y'all very much. It's been a pleasure. And I wish
brother.
I'd be seeing y'all in September, but if nothing else, I can't wait to see y'all in February.
We'll definitely see me in February. Yeah, when Brandon said he wanted to have you on, I was like, absolutely. I didn't, I knew it'd be a fun show, so I was excited to get you on.
It's always my pleasure, and I'm always here. If y'all ever need anything or just want to bullshit, I'm here.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Love talking to you guys.
Well, we'll put you in the back room here in just a minute. We'll end the show and then we'll say our goodbyes real quick. But I do want to say, everybody out there, hope y'all have a safe and wonderful 4th of July next week.
Yeah.
Again, we will not have a show next week, but stay safe, stay hydrated, however you want to stay hydrated, you know. But anyway, Lee, you too, brother. Hope you have a great week next week. And
one more
Thank
shout
you.
out to the cold snap. Go ahead and grab it and then get your selfie put up. Or somebody please write Matt Boyette a 10-page essay of why you should win it. Please, in blue ink. I want him to get that essay so bad.
I'll see if I can get one of my students to write it.
That would be amazing.
Oh, man.
Extra credit.
Extra
There you
credit.
And
Well,
I
guys,
do the set.
Yeah. Well, it's been fun, and appreciate everybody watching, commenting like you always do. We'll see y'all the week of the 10th. So that would be our next show. Would be what, the 12th? Yep, 12th.
I don't know.
The 12th. So
Day by day here, bud.
Yep. Anyway, peace out. See y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.